reflection on what's fun for you, but like for me, an example that I do that is different from Amy. So like Amy, you were like, I always say yes. Like I am sometimes, and like this is, I wouldn't do it with a team as much, but like in jams and stuff, like one thing I'll do a lot with questions, if a person's asking questions in a like fearful way, like they don't want to add information, I will sometimes get to a point that I will only respond to questions with questions. Like that's fun for me. Like if they're asking a bunch of questions, I will just basically play the short form game questions. I'll just ask questions back until it's either fun because we're only asking questions, or they start answering my questions and they start like having to give information back. Like that's a little trick that I do that's really, in my view, encouraging. Like it's helping them add information. Or if it's not, then it's just a weird, fun thing full of questions. Like that's one example in my mind of like flipping it back to fun without stamping my feet around.
You're a little rule breaker. Trouble.
Man, tetherball and volleyball.
It is. Oh my, I love that metaphor.
God. Earlier you mentioned that you had a monthly show. When is that show? Where is that show? Tell us about it. We can tell people to go watch it.
I do. So my like regularly scheduled show is my group Irony City opens for this show called Dinner with the Nolens, which is the first Saturday of every month. The two of the founders of the Arcade Comedy Theater take a improv couple out to dinner, and then they improvise a show with that couple. We just won Best of the Berg, voted by readers of a paper here in Pittsburgh, and it's an amazing show that's been running for, I think this is our third year, and my group is the opening act. We've been opening for them for 2 of those 3 years, so that's been really fun, and we're there, first Saturday of the month at 8. And then I'm in a bunch of other stuff, which you can check out at brianmgray.com, BRINMGRAY.com. It's my shows and a bunch of other jazz about me.
Right on. What was your troupe's name again that was the opening act of Dinner with the Nolens?
We are Irony City, which is a name that does not play outside of Pittsburgh. There's a cheap-ass beer here called Iron City.
Right.
Which we used to serve at our shows. But it is
even better.
It is a pun on Iron City. But that's the name of our group. And we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. We had a big show.
10-year anniversary?
Can you believe it? I know.
You really say 10 years? Wow. With that troupe,
yeah,
really?
Officially, we've been, we formed the group 11 years ago, but we had 8 months before our first show because a lot of people had never done improv before. So, 10 years since our first show.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. And is the
it's hard to believe.
You said the theater is the RK Comedy Theater? R as in Richard, K as in King?
Or no, arcade.
Arcade, like video game.
Pew, pew,
yeah.
Pew. I was like, Wendell heard it, yeah. Pew, pew, pew. Ah, yes, the Pew, Pew, Pew Comedy Theater.
Yes, laser theaters.
And that's your home base? Is that where you also teach?
The old Nickelodeon.
It is. Yeah, I teach there. I perform. I do a bunch there. Yeah, definitely. I perform. There's a bunch going on. I perform some other places, and I'm the education director of the Pittsburgh Comedy Festival, which is coming up in a month, depending on when this is released. That's going on up here. So always a lot happening in Pittsburgh, and I would love for any and all people listening to come and check out Pittsburgh. There's so much going on. Reach out to us if you're here. Come see some shows. Come check out what we have. There's a really thriving scene going on here. Improv, stand-up, sketch, lots of stuff happening. So come visit Pittsburgh.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad. I don't know if I mentioned it to you before, but we had talked to a couple other people from the Pennsylvania area, and so it is interesting to hear all sorts of different groups doing different kinds of projects, but that the whole state is just pulsing with creativity and loveliness. So that's wonderful.
It is such an exciting time for comedy, and I've definitely been out to Philly. There They have such amazing stuff going on. We got a lot of Philly folks out for the festival. I know we've had a number of people go out to the Harrisburg Festival, which goes on, has been going on for a number of years here. There's a whole lot going on, and I'm excited. I think you're also talking to some more Pittsburgh people in the months to come, and I'm excited to listen to those as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to different people and see what their experiences are. I appreciate you sitting down and talking with us, Brian. I've had a great conversation with you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, I thank you so much for having me. It was great to talk to you and meet you all virtually. I look forward to seeing you again in Austin.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too. Have a great night, y'all.
You as well.
Take care.
Hey, marry me,
Bye.
Michelle.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Yes But Why podcast.